Well, hi everybody. How y'all doing tonight? Sunday night, got a little bit of stuff accomplished this weekend. I'm working on my pump. And this kind of what I wanted to show you guys. I'm working on my pump. So this is the backing plate. The backing plate will get attached to the engine. Two top ones there, the two bottom ones down there. Now, my brother worked on a bunch of these old aluminum pumps whenever they hit salt water. One of the things that he learned with working on those pumps over and over and over, this never sees compound that everybody seems to want to always use. Never sees compound does not work for aluminum in the salt water. You use never sees in it, it's almost like using cement. What you need to do, just use a white lithium grease, all-purpose white lithium grease. And spread it out down in those holes and spread it everywhere you can. Now the other thing I've done, I took some silicone, anyhow, and I covered the backing plate, because if you look on this old one, look how much it rusted out. See the aluminum oxidizing really bad around the edges? Well, hopefully that'll seal that off so it don't oxidize so hard. And I'll film more as I go along. I got a couple things I'm going to show you guys. And another little problem I'm having, this is the space right here, but you can see it's so corroded and pitted versus the nice thin walled sleeve, the metal sleeve that the pumps have. This is also a rubber compression sleeve. Anyhow, water squirting between on the rust and that. So that's where I'm going to use that, again, that gasket maker. What do they call it? RTV silicone. And this one here is made for water pumps and thermostat housings. So I'm going to coat this part of the steel with that RTV, and then again I'll use the white lithium grease to keep the keeper key in there. Okay, and here's something else I learned about these darned old pumps. Once this sucker is sitting on here, it'll go ahead and compress the ceramic bearing onto the other one. Generally, this rubber bearing, sooner or later, is generally going to break every time you take one out. Maybe not always, but during the salt water, they break. If that don't break, the ceramic hub that rubs against it will. Fortunately, I got mine off without breaking it this last time, but it's only been on there for 1 year. But this whole entire impeller gets stuck on that shaft in a big way with the salt water. And there's no way to just push on the center to try to get pullers on there to pull it off. But what I did learn, I looked at my crowbars and claw hammers and Bond bars. Nothing really got in there and did a perfect bend. A geo-pick will fit right in there and just barely move it back and forth. A little tiny bit here, a little tiny bit there. And then pretty soon the thing will move back and forth and it will break loose. Well, that's something to remember. Gold prospectus with your pump. That's one way to get it off without damaging too much. It's still going to put little dings on it, but not bad. Way better than all the other stuff I was trying. Just another little tip. Okay, now we're getting ready for the final assembly. Again, I spread a little bit of lithium in each one of the holes, trying to help seal beside the screw as it's going through that little bit. I put lithium in each one of the holes, but on the gasket material, where this rubber gasket here rides on the inside, went ahead and put that RTV silicone on there. When it bolts up, it should not leak any air, hypothetically. And then there we go. I have successfully changed my Honda GX390 engine that had a Keen 4x3, the P350 pump. The impeller was wore out. not severe, but it's wore out. That was rated at 425 gallons per hour at 130 psi. Now I've converted it to brand new impeller and used impeller, used housing. But that one there is the Keen 3-inch in, 2.5-inch out P500 pump, which is supposed to be rated at 100 or 400 GPH, which is less than the 350 because that was 425, to 170 psi head pressure versus 130. That was 4 in, 3 out. This one here is 3 in, 2.5 out, but higher pressure. So 170 psi should power with no problem a 4-inch hydroforce nozzle. Now the other thing I've been kind of messing with is I'm just trying to build a hood, trying to build some kind of hood. One of the problems you have on a beach is any water that goes right down underneath you and hits the ground, it'll take and dig it out, and it'll change the angles of your box. So I got to control any splashing, and trust me, I've seen it over and over and over. When you're pumping the water in the sand, every now and then you're going to have a fluctuation in the pipe or whatever, and it's going to blow water everywhere. So I'm putting a hood on it to control the water flow, so that I'm going to minimize all the dripping I can so it don't hit the ground. Plexiglass. This is plexiglass that I put in the oven and heated it up. Plexiglass bending is a hard son of a gun. Obviously I've done a lot of cuts and everything to it, but if it gets too hot, look at how it discolors white. And it cools off super fast, so it's super hard to sit there and try to get any kind of a straight line. Fortunately I cut it all big, so it's going to be better. I'm going to be able to drop it down in there further. I'm not 100% done cutting yet. I'm going to keep the top up, but again, look at the big blister. That big old blister of it got too hot. But it's still going to be better than trying to build one out of wood, because I suck as a carpenter. I can bend plastic. Anyhow, yeah, it's kind of a update so far. What I'm doing on my Sunday. Help move the baby grand piano today. Man, them are heavy. Oh, one more thing. I got this violet dirt. This is actually the dirt that came out of the magnetite, a whole bunch of magnetite during the course of the summer. And then this is the dirt that got stuck to the magnetite when he was pulling it. And then he pulled the magnetite back out of it again, and this is just the actual sands left over. There's a bit of gold in here, but it's mainly just going to be lead, and I guess you would call it hematite that doesn't stick to a magnet. And of course the silvers that I run into around here. It's going to be a pain in the butt to pan, but you give me something to do. Anyhow, informational pump weekend and rebuilding. Till another time. Catch you later.